What if staying calm is actually more powerful than striking back? In a world where countries respond to threats with missiles, sanctions, and public warnings, India often chooses a different path: strategic restraint and neutral positioning. This raises a serious and important question. Is India's neutral policy actually smarter than aggressive retaliation, or is it a dangerous gamble in an increasingly hostile world? This question matters more today than ever before. Global conflicts now force nations to choose sides quickly, often under intense political and media pressure. The choice is rarely simple: retaliate or negotiate, escalate or de-escalate. India sits at a unique crossroads of global politics, bordered by long-standing rivals, connected to major world powers, and closely watched by both allies and adversaries. Before we move ahead in the video, I kindly request all viewers to subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and give it a like. So, let's get back to the topic. When tensions rise, India's responses are usually measured rather than emotional, calculated rather than dramatic. But does this calm approach truly protect national interests, or does it leave room for exploitation? Supporters of India's neutral policy argue that restraint is not weakness, but strategy. By refusing to rush into confrontations, India preserves diplomatic flexibility and keeps channels open with multiple power centers at the same time. This approach helps maintain economic stability during global crises, ensures continued access to energy and trade, and allows India to pursue its own national priorities without being locked into rigid alliances. History shows that aggressive retaliation may bring quick public satisfaction, but it often leads to long-term consequences like sanctions, economic strain, and prolonged instability. Neutrality, when managed wisely, allows India to avoid these traps and focus on growth, development, and global credibility. Sometimes, choosing not to escalate is the most powerful decision a nation can make. However, critics of this approach raise a serious concern. In geopolitics, perception matters. Excessive restraint can be interpreted as hesitation, and hesitation can invite pressure. Aggressive retaliation sends a clear signal that certain lines cannot be crossed without consequences. Military responses can strengthen deterrence, boost national morale, and discourage adversaries from testing limits repeatedly. From this perspective, restraint risks emboldening rivals who may see patience as vulnerability rather than strength. The fear is not that India avoids conflict, but that it may only delay a larger confrontation. The reality, however, lies somewhere in between these two extremes. India is neither blindly neutral nor recklessly aggressive. It follows a hybrid strategy that prioritizes diplomacy but does not rule out retaliation. When core interests are threatened, India has shown that it is willing to respond, but it does so selectively, quietly, and with precision rather than spectacle. This controlled approach avoids unnecessary escalation while still defending red lines. It reflects a long-term strategic mindset rather than a short-term emotional reaction. So, is India's neutral policy better than aggressive retaliation? The answer may be that neutrality works best when it is backed by real strength, and strength is most effective when it is exercised with restraint. In a world driven by outrage, headlines, and instant reactions, India's real advantage may be its ability to think long-term while others react in the moment. The real question now is yours to answer. Should nations respond to threats with force or with patience? Share your view, subscribe for clear geopolitical insights, and remember this: staying informed is the first step to staying independent. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, like, and share the channel. Every click is not just encouragement, it's the fuel that keeps us going, creating, and improving. Your engagement is our biggest motivation. Thank you for being part of this journey.